Officer Anthony Glover run around to the back of the apartment building. Sergeant Hollis ends up tearing down a section of fence so that they can get into the back behind the buildings, where there's a woman with sort of an older infant who's in the middle of dropping cushions down to the ground because they realize that they're trapped and they're going to have to jump. So they start calling to her to say, basically, drop the baby, catch him. Obviously, she doesn't want to do that.
Well, I was woke up to a bunch of commotion outside around 2:50 in the morning, and I was like, "Mom, do you hear that?" She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I'm about to go outside and see what's going on." And my son was still sleeping. I was telling my mom to go ahead and get up. When I opened the door, it was flames and smoke just coming in, so I hurried up and shut the door. By that time, just because I opened the door, that's when my smoke detector decided to go off. And we couldn't get out on the breezeway or nothing, and I was like, "Go to my room." So I grabbed my son, and then I grabbed all the pillows off my couch and threw them to see if we can jump out my room window, and there still wasn't enough cushion. So we started yelling out the window like, "Hey, apartment B3, the one closest to the store upstairs, we need help, we can't get out, we trapped." And then next thing I know, I look back and all I see is the flames coming up on my ceiling from the front room, and the smoke getting more and more intense, and so is the heat. So I seen the police breaking this fence over here, and I was like, "Hey, can you please get my son? Because we can't jump out this window, it's not enough cushion." So the police called my son.
She makes what would be a terrifying decision for any parent to make, and she ultimately does. And so Sergeant Hollis and Officer Glover are standing down there. Officer Glover ends up being the one that catches the baby. So they end up, the adults in that apartment end up being able to come down safely as well. And so what could have been an incredibly terrifying situation ends up with a happy ending.
Release for me, but it was just a scary thing to just be like, "Dang, I pray at home my son's okay." I'm thinking to make sure that my mom and the son is okay more than me. And the only way me and my mom could breathe is by keeping our heads out that window. If we wouldn't have, we would have suffocated off the smoke.
How did you get out then?
The ladder.
The firefighters got through the ladder and helped you out?
Yes.
And what happened when you dropped him? Tell that moment.
He was just looking like, "What's going on? What happened?" But he didn't cry or anything, but it was a relief that he was caught and wasn't nothing wrong with him or nothing.
How did he catch him? What did you see? Was his arms open?
Like, all I see is their arms open and held tight.
Huh? Can you take a picture?